everybody, it's Francisca with West University Wellness, and today's video is about restorative yoga. So restorative yoga is one of my favorite ways to practice yoga because it is so supportive and it is so slow, and so it gives you an opportunity to go inward. And so if anybody needs that time to go inward, I know that we're already indoors during this quarantine time, but being indoors doesn't really mean that you're resting and relaxing and giving your body that restoration that restorative yoga can bring. So restorative yoga is a form of yoga that is a lot slower. It is definitely not anything like a vinyasa flow or a hot yoga type of style. It is more restorative in nature, and that you get to use props, you get to use different types of support, and so in these poses you're fully supported. And so in this video I'll tell you guys about the benefits of doing restorative yoga, who it's for, and I'll give you 3 different poses that you can use, and I'll give you different options to use for each of those poses. So not everybody has bolsters like I do, or tons of blankets, or blocks as I do, but I'm sure that everybody in their home has things like blankets and pillows and chairs, which I'll show you guys in a bit how you can use those to get a restorative practice at home. So the benefits of restorative yoga are plenty. We probably already know all the benefits like strength, stretching, and flexibility that come with yoga, but restorative yoga really enhances the healing aspect because you get to rest. When our body rests, then our body can rejuvenate and do those things that it needs to do to help repair itself. It also is good for stress reduction because it slows you down, and so it's really good for parasympathetic resiliency and regulating our nervous system. And I love anything that can regulate our nervous system because we want to kind of get back into a mode where we're relaxed in the rest and digest mode, and restorative yoga really helps to do that. It also helps with flexibility because you're in these positions for a long time, and when I say a long time, I mean 3 to 30 minutes for some of these poses. Because you're in these positions for a long time and they are supported, you'll get more benefit of the stress relief, you'll get more benefit of, relaxing your body, and you'll get the extra benefit of going inward. So it's kind of like a precursor to meditation. So for some people, though, with high anxiety, you may have a hard time sitting still, and you may have a hard time just relaxing and feeling the comfort of being held. And so because of that, sometimes restorative yoga can be really, really scary for people who have a hard time, just focusing on themselves and going in. So because of that, I would tell you guys, if you do have anxiety and if you do have like a high level of hyperactivity going on, you might want to ease yourself into these types of poses because you want to be gentle with yourself. You are the expert of your body, so you're the one that's going to want to manage and figure out when you feel comfortable in a pose and when you don't. So having said all that, I'll give you 3 types of poses that are my favorites, and I say that about a lot of stuff, but these are really things that I enjoy, and there's different ways that you can do it, so I'll give you different options. None is less than the other. They're all really great, and so choose the option that works best for you. So my first pose that I'm going to demonstrate for you guys is called Child's Pose, and I'll show you guys without props, and I'll show you with props, and then I'll show you with props that you can use at home. So Child's Pose or Wisdom Pose is definitely one of these really great grounding poses. And so what you'll do on a mat, you'll come with your toes together and then open up your knees if that's comfortable for you. If you're needing extra padding, you can do that with your mat. Either fold your mat over, get a blanket and put it underneath your knees, and then sit back on your heels and then slowly inch your arms forward, hinging at the hips, with your arms coming down and your forehead coming down to the mat. For grounding, you can leave your arms face down, your hands face down, but if you're wanting to receive some intuition or get some guidance from Elsewhere, you can turn your palms up as a sign to receive any type of information that you might need. And a few deep breaths here is plenty. And just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to go ahead and get out of this pose. And so to get out of this pose, you just start pushing yourself back up with your hands slowly. And then just sitting here for a while, because you don't want to move too quickly, especially when you've been in a down position. The other option that you can do for restorative child's pose, is grabbing a few pillows and blankets, and again, opening up your knees, sitting on the hips, and then inching your way forward on top of your blankets and pillows. And as you can see, this is super comforting. I kind of don't want to get up from this. But as you melt into this pose, you'll start feeling your lower back release. You'll start feeling your sciatic and hips release. And then you can have your head to one side or the other. Typically, I have music when I'm doing these types of poses, so I'll know, like, you know, one song's maybe 3 minutes long, so I'll have my head turned to the left, and then the other song's another 3 minutes long, so I'll turn my head to the right. And then to get out of this pose, you always want to face forward, so face your head towards the mat, and then start pushing up. So never get up with your head facing one way or the other, because you don't want to cause some neck pain there. The next way, my favorite way to do it, I'm getting so excited, is to use a bolster. And so I really like this bolster that I have. I know some people have more of the rectangle bolsters, but I really like the round bolster. It is a lot bulkier. There is more height to it. And so again, just gently inching your way onto the bolster. And just relaxing here for a few minutes. Like I said, 3 to 30 minutes. You can stay in this position for 20. My recommendation. But again, if you're having a difficult time being still and going in, then you can go ahead and do just for a little bit of time. And I'm going to go ahead and push up. And I know I had said I would show you 3 options, but this one I'm going to show you 4 options for it, because this is another option that I really like for it. If you're experiencing like grief or severe anxiety or feeling unsafe, this is a really good position to help you feel safe, help you feel comforted. It's like a big hug, really. And so what you'll do is, if you don't have a block, you can get a stack of books like I do, and then bring your bolster up, and so kind of like making it a ramp, and then again, inching your way forward into this pose and just melting into it. And you always want to be as comfortable as possible, because you're going to be hanging out here for a while. So make yourself comfortable, and you can hug the bolster if you need to. If that makes you feel safe, you can hold on to the top part of it. Sometimes that can make us feel really safe, really comfortable, really grounded. And then again, turning your head to the opposite side. If you had it on one cheek, then you're going to turn it to the other. And then turning your head to the middle, and then slowly inching your way back up. Really, really good for the sciatic area. And the next pose I'm going to show you guys is a reclined Baddha Konasana, a reclined bound angle. Again, another one of my favorites. I'm going to show you guys without any props, and then with props. And so without any props, you want to come to a seated position on top of the mat with your feet flat on the mat. You want to bring yourself down into a laying position, again with your feet on the mat. And then without any props, you can go ahead and start slowly opening up your knees like a book, and having your feet touch each other, the bottom of your feet touch each other. Now your hands can go wherever you'd like, wherever it's most comfortable for you. If it's comfortable on your stomach, you can do that. I like to do a hand on the heart, hand on the stomach, just to kind of see where I'm at. And a few deep breaths here. This is super great for opening up the hips. And again, if you have hip issues, then you might want to do something with some support. And then you can support it with a few books or blocks or blankets. And so the further out that your support is, the less support you're going to get. The closer in to your thighs, the more support you're going to get. And then just laying here in this position is great. To get out of the position, again, close your legs as carefully as you got into this position. You want to get yourself out of it, and then you can roll to one side. And then again, slowly bring yourself up. So that is one way to do it. Another way to do it is, again, with your pillows and your blankets. You can make a little ramp, or you can have this lay flat. And so I'll do it with a little ramp with either my books, because this is like the home edition if you don't have any props. And so you can grab your books and put them underneath, and then create like a little ramp like we did with the bolster. Ooh, and if you have an eye pillow, this is the perfect time to get it. So I love these eye pillows that I bought and I use for restorative yoga whenever I have a session that is, you know, outside of home. But if you have an eye mask, you can definitely use one of these because it's really great. If you want the fully supported version, you're going to want a couple of blankets on each side or a couple of blocks on each side. And so this is definitely prop heavy, but it's super worth it. So again, bringing your feet to the mat, and your bolster blankets or support will be at the bottom of the base of your spine. And then your blankets are going to be where your knees are going to lay. And then again, just laying down into this position, getting comfortable here with your feet together, and then slowly opening up like a book with your feet touching. Oh gosh, this is so amazing. And then putting your eye mask on, again with some nice relaxing music, and then placing your hands wherever it feels comfortable. I love the heart to the hand and the stomach to the hand. Just a few deep breaths here. Gosh, so comforting. Okay, then I'm getting like really excited because I really love to lay in these positions. And then slowly bringing yourself up, and again, you want to turn over to one side before you get all the way out of this position. So then slowly inching your way back up to seated position. And then you can do this position with a bolster. And so grabbing the bolster with your blocks or a block, and to get into this position is a really great way to do it. You can put your block on the medium height if you like, and then getting yourself into this position with your blankets on either side, and the bolster again coming underneath to support your low back. And then slowly coming down. This is going to be more of a higher reclined position. And then again, opening up your legs and letting your knees come out to the side. In this position, I feel like it's easier to open up the hips here. And again, using your eye mask if you like, or eye pillow if you like it. And then again, with as much care as you took to get into this position, bringing your knees closed, and then slowly coming up. And so for the last position I'm going to show you guys, it is called Stonehenge, and I really love this position. You can also use a chair if you don't have bolsters or blocks, but you kind of, I think the kids really like this position when I've shown it to them, because this position is really great for low back pain, but it's also, for the kids, it's also kind of fun that they get to like build their Stonehenge. So you take 2 blocks at the foot, at the middle, like 3/4 of the way to the bottom of your mat, and then you take your bolster, and so you're making like a little Stonehenge type deal here, and then you bring your knees on top of the bolster, and then you lower yourself down. And so this is a really great position, again, for the low back. If you guys are sitting at your desk all day, or even if you're walking around all day, it's a really great position to do to relax your low back and get the circulation going in your legs. Another way to do this position is to use a chair if you don't have bolsters and blocks. And so the way that I got out of that, you don't want to do that. You want to roll over to one side to get out of the position. But the other way to do this is to get a chair and put the chair on your mat so it doesn't slide out. And this is kind of a big chair, but this is like my favorite chair that I use for meditation. So again, laying over to one side and then swinging your knees over so that you can get on top of that, your legs can get on top of the chair. And if you had your eye pillow, go ahead and place that eye pillow over your head and just lay here for a few minutes. It's really, really relaxing, really great for the low back, really good for circulation. And as you melt into the pose, just start feeling different things shift in your body, maybe shift internally too. And then to get out of this position, again, rolling over to one side and then slowly making your way up. And the last way I'll show you how to do this position is without any props. And so this is more like a legs up the wall type of deal. And so what you'll do is you'll lay down all the way down on the mat, and then just bring your legs up. And this is a really, really great position to do, again, for circulation. My sister and I did the legs up the wall after we walked down the steps of Santorini's wall. Oh my gosh, it was so many steps, and we were just tired because we had walked the town the whole day, and our feet were aching. And we put our legs up against the wall, and it was amazing. It was so good and so relaxing. So those are 3 of my favorite poses that I shared with you guys today. Let me know what your favorite restorative yoga pose is. And if you need any more information, you can call the office and ask to speak with somebody. If you'd like to schedule a virtual restorative yoga session, you can also call the office too. We're here for you guys, and we'll be coming to you guys live every weekday for the next few weeks. And we hope you guys are doing well. Love y'all. Bye.